Hi, I'm Jonathan Skinner at the Neal Road Recreation Center, and welcome to another edition of Reno Recreates. Welcome back. On this episode today, we'll be talking about the Neal Road Recreation Center and the great things that have been happening in the last year since our expansion. Today, our guest will be Paul Klein, who is the chairman of our Recreation and Park Commission, Ellen Roney, who is a recreation supervisor for teens and youth for the city, and Amber Martin, who is our senior services liaison, who is here with me now. Hi, Amber. How are you doing today?
Good, good.
I'm glad you're here with me today. So let's talk a little bit about the Neal Road expansion. And I know it's happened over a year ago, so give us some information about how that all came about.
Well, the City of Reno applied for and received an EDI grant, which is an Economic Development Initiative grant, for a senior center, South Reno. We couldn't build a new center. We actually had to tie onto an existing center. And Neal Road Recreation Center was the location that is one in an underserved population, or was, and two was the furthest south location City of Reno could grow at.
Now, Neal Road was here, beforehand, and with the expansion, we grew programs. What kind of programs started, and what kind of programs are we offering now?
Well, traditionally, we've had a lot of teen outreach programs at Neal Road. So soccer leagues, different athletic rentals, and then partnerships with Nevada Hispanic Services and other agencies already providing services on Neal Road. With the expansion, we were able to really look at senior programming for South Reno. The Neal Road Recreation Center is the furthest south. It is the only senior center south of I-80. And it's the only intergenerational center that Washoe County can, take credit for.
Now, I know that in recreation, Parks and Recreation, one of the biggest things now is intergenerational, so we'll get on that in a little bit. But tell us something about some of the new and innovative sports programs that we have for seniors, because I just happened to see we had some pickleball in there.
Well, pickleball is very, very busy. We started out with 2 days at Neal Road doing pickleball, and that's similar to tennis, only a little less vigorous. But we started with 2 days, and now we have 4 days that we have seniors coming in to play pickleball.
Okay, so in addition to pickleball, we also have a very well-equipped fitness center for seniors too, don't we?
Well, so since we expanded the center, it added some new rooms, which meant that we were able to get funding for a computer lab at Neal Road. It's a small lab. It only has 5 computers, but it's a lab, and also a fitness room. So we have fitness equipment in there that's actually tailored to seniors and equipment that's tailored to teens. And so we have a group fitness class at Neal Road. We have senior yoga. We recently started a Zumba class, which is all the rage in the AARP magazine. It's a Colombian Latin dance exercise. And it's targeted towards seniors, older adults. Now that one we've opened to 16 and older.
So you mentioned the intergenerational part of the community center. What types of things can people see when they happen to come here?
In terms of intergenerational programming?
Yes.
Right now we have, like I mentioned, Zumba. We have different socials we host during holidays or special events where we have youth and seniors. We've had some musical performances, or we've had a fashion show that had senior models, but the audience participation was from all ages. We're looking at starting a couple programs targeting community service where we actually pair up older adults with youth to make a difference in this neighborhood and this community.
Now, what kind of partnerships do we have for seniors so they can come here to get, specialized instruction or information that could help them in their community?
So a lot of our partnerships are across the lifespan. We work very closely with the Northern Nevada Food Bank. They do a weekly bread drop, but they also do food stamp assistance out of this center one time a month. We're in the process of working with the Family Resource Centers to do some case management and some parent to toddler classes, some interaction classes out of Neal Road. We have partnerships with Washoe County Senior Services. They offer their congregate meal program out of this center. And they also partner with us to do different social service presentations on legal needs or emergency preparedness, those sorts of things. We have about between 7 and 9 partners right now.
It's a lot of partners.
It is. We have, I'm trying to think of a few off the top of my head. We have the State Health Insurance Advisory Program, which is out of Health Access Washoe County, and that serves all ages. It's about immunizations, access to health care, and Medicaid and Medicare assistance.
Now, when you look at a lot of different community centers, especially senior community centers, they're in remote locations and everything. This one's in actually a neighborhood area, and it actually is pretty safe because there's a unit over here for the police.
Substation, yes. Yeah, when we first looked at this location, some seniors voiced some concerns about, it's in Neal Road. Since that time, it hasn't been a barrier to participation. It's been kind of surprising, but the seniors who come will tell other seniors who aren't willing or who are concerned about coming, hey, I go there all the time, I go to the Sunday dance. More people in and out of this center is helping kind of raise awareness and less concern about the safety of the neighborhood.
So if we were to ask you a year ago if you thought that the Neal Road was going to be successful, do we actually have that information that shows that we've been successful?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've implemented more than 25 programs in the last year, just within seniors at Neal Road. I think it's shown that we can be successful in terms of a multi-generational, intergenerational, and multicultural center. But that's not to say we don't have a long way to go. There's a ton of potential for what we could and should be doing.
Now, if people want to get additional information about senior programming here at Neal Road, what can they do?
They can call 689-8484. That's the Neal Road number. But they could also speak to Terry Bell, who is our senior outreach coordinator, and she's based out of Neal Road. And she will often go out to different locations and give presentations, not just about Neal Road, but she could do one just about Neal Road to tell people how they can get involved. For instance, at this center, we utilize senior volunteers a lot. They help us with the meal program, they help us with the Sunday dances, with our monthly newsletter mailings. So there are a variety of ways that, Terry could help people get involved.
And we also have the information on our website, which is www.reno.gov.
Yes.
Because we shortened it.
We do.
All right. Is there anything else, Amber?
Just come and see us.
Well, thank you very much. And we'll be back on Reno Recreates.
I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Some things take a while to come back.
3, 2, champions!
But I've got some good buddies. I guess they're helping me figure it out. Being used to doing something with a cigarette makes it hard to do it without one. But if I can relearn to hang out with my friends without cigarettes, then I can relearn anything without cigarettes.
Relearn life without cigarettes. Free at becomeanx.org. A new way to think about quitting.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Yes, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
So, do you have any questions?
What is your soup of the day?
We have a mulligatawny soup.
Oh, do you have any specials?
We have a steak special today.
Oh, how's that cooked?
That's pan-seared and then...
Does it come with a side dish? Is it grilled? Can I have it steamed? So what do you recommend? What kind of pie do you have?
You're an actor.
Aren't you from Ohio?
Any questions?
Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
There's a place, not so far away. A place where you don't have to keep the volume down. Or clean up your room. A place where you don't have to make time for free time. You don't have to do anything but show up. You'll find all sorts of creatures in this place without have to. The silly you. The proud you. You may even meet the curious you.
You!
There are lots of yous to catch up with. Ask your parents to take you to this not-so-far-away place. Come to the forest, where the other you lives. But first, stop by discovertheforest.org.
Hi, welcome back. And I'm here right now with Paul Klein, who is our Recreation and Park Commission Chair. Paul, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So, today we're talking about intergenerational programming here at Neal Road. And what do you think that the intergenerational programming overall does for the community and here, especially at Neal Road?
The benefit is when you have groups of people from different generations, it's a little difficult to sometimes understand those different cultures and generations. So it gives an opportunity for people to interact with each other in a program setting, whether it's a dance class or an arts class or a technology class, and gives them an opportunity to interact and help understand each other.
Now, something else from that might not even be thought of is actually from the financial standpoint. So when we have somebody who's a senior who maybe is retired and interested in giving back to the community, they can actually help out there in the intergenerational part where we wouldn't have to hire an instructor. We already have that knowledge base in.
Absolutely, and for the seniors, for that opportunity for them to get involved, give back, I think it in turn helps them out and spending time in their day to do something and give back to the community, and at the end of the day, it does strengthen the community very much.
Now, being the chairman of the commission, you've had an opportunity to come over here with the rest of the commission. What kind of things has the commission seen that they're pretty proud of the Neal Road Recreation Center?
Well, this facility itself, the numbers are staggering, with around 10 to 15,000 visits per month is what staff's reporting at, is phenomenal. And to see the community really drive this place, I mean, it's inspiring. With over 150 families being served each week, a service like this for the city is just wonderful. And the board does recognize that, and it's just a wonderful thing for the city.
So Paul, one of the big things I think is a hot button is technology, because the youth use it, my kid uses it, and my father uses it too, so he's part of the senior group. Tell us how the Neal Road Recreation Center addresses those types of intergenerational computer needs.
Well, the center here has a computer lab and 3 computers and staff on site to help seniors. It might be often difficult for a senior to understand the internet because it's a new technology, and technology is growing so fast that this center does provide those opportunities for seniors to help learn about the internet and use it.
So Paul, you've been a member of the Recreation and Park Commission for 4 years and actually the chair for the last 4 months. And you've seen a lot of different things happen with the commission and within the city. What kind of exciting success stories have we had here at the Neal Road Recreation Center?
Well, I have been on the board for a long time, and I remember instances when we had to close Brookside, which is a big deal for a lot of senior citizens. It was playing that morning golf was something that a lot of citizens in Reno looked forward to. This center really jumps in and fills that gap that maybe many of the seniors were missing. One specific example of an intergenerational event that went well here was the New Year's Eve celebration, which was all ages. You had from grandkids to grandparents, over 200 attendees. Those numbers are phenomenal, and it's just wonderful for the community.
So Paul, we've talked about things that have happened in the past, and you've been here for 4 years. What kind of new things can we see the commission looking at for the Neal Road Recreation Center?
Well, the commission has begun to get out in the community and do different things. We've established an Adopt a Park program within the commission where we actually adopted 6 parks in the last year and went out and cleaned the parks. And what we would ask is that community groups and citizen groups, senior groups would jump in and also adopt a park. And that could be something that we could really share that example here at the center. Another thing is we'd really like to establish recreational days with the senior citizens and other community leaders, where we would block off city streets, and that entire day you would walk and ride a bike. No cars would be allowed on the street. Some of those things like that, new ideas that help people to get out, interact with each other, intergenerational, would help strengthen the community.
Paul, thank you very much for your time, giving us all the information. If you want some additional information on intergenerational programs here in Neal Road, you can go to our website, which is www.reno.gov, or you can call the main recreation line, which is 334-2262.
Welcome home, man.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
Lafayette, what you doing?
I'm not gonna lie, definitely not easy.
Hey, whoa.
Just gotta get through the day.
How do you stop it?
Being used to doing something with a cigarette makes it hard doing it without one. If I can relearn to get through my workday without cigarettes, I can relearn anything without cigarettes.
Relearn life without cigarettes. Free at becomeanx.org. A new way to think about quitting. In the event of a car crash, 3 out of 4 kids are not as secure as they should be because their car seats are not used correctly. But the latch system makes it easier to get it right and to hold your kids tight. Anchor, tether, latch. Learn more at safercar.gov.
Hi, and welcome back. And we're here at the Neal Road Recreation Center in the fitness room with Alan Roney, who is a youth and teen supervisor. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So today we talked a little bit about, or a lot about, intergenerational programming. Could you explain what intergenerational programming is?
Well, for me, it is incorporating programs that offer for all ages. So it's an all-age programming. One of the examples is like my leathercraft class that we're starting up is from 16 on up. So anyone in that age range can come and learn how to work in leather.
Now, there's a prime example of something that a lot of different organizations don't have, like your leather class that you do. And here in the fitness center, we have a lot of different equipment that is intergenerational. Could you explain how this whole fitness center came to be?
Well, a lot of stuff we got donated to us or granted to us. Some of the stuff we got from other sources. We have senior-focused equipment and teen-focused equipment. So in this fitness room is intergenerational.
Do you have individuals who help with not only the maintenance but the guidance of the machines? I see on a lot of them they have how to use it, but do you have individuals who can help people learn how to use them?
We currently have some specialty instructors that come in and teach classes for primarily seniors right now. We're working on a teen component that help seniors learn how to properly use the equipment and to get in shape.
Now, intergenerational programs, we had a discussion with Amber Martin and also with Paul Klein, who is the Recreation and Park Commission Chair, about a successful intergenerational program that happened here. What other kind of things can people see and experience when they come to the Neal Road Recreation Center as far as intergenerational?
Well, we're doing a lot of different things. We're doing some community service projects that we're focusing on in the near future. We're looking at doing some collaborations with folks like the Hispanic Services Group that's our neighbors here and doing outreach in this neighborhood and trying to bring intergenerational folks into this community center.
I know Amber works a lot with a lot of groups that deal specifically with senior needs. You have the youth and teen component. What organizations or partnerships do you have that makes our organization here or our facilities successful?
Well, we have plenty of organizations. Boys and Girls Club, which is also a neighbor, helps work primarily with teens, not so much intergenerational. The food bank, as was discussed before, does intergenerational stuff here as far as feeding goes. And after that, we're mostly looking at outreach programs with other agencies to bring in intergenerational components.
Now let's talk specifically about youth and teen programming, because here in this part of the community, there's a lot of youth and teens that would come to this facility, what kind of programming can they see specifically for them?
Well, right now we're focused primarily on soccer. It's real big down here in this community. We also have a dance component here that does 2 days a week, and we have about 25 girls that are practicing dance and learning dance. What's nice about the dance component is we take these young people into other events and kind of have them perform, which of course builds their self-esteem and helps them to focus on things other than other problems that might occur in the community. Gets them out of the community streetwise and gets them into a real focused program that builds their self-esteem.
Now, I had the privilege of working over at Evelyn Mountain Northeast Community Center during the summer, and they actually had a program where they brought in a group of kids, dancers from Las Vegas and also some from here, that actually put on a presentation over there and had the kids get active. So I thought that was pretty exciting and pretty great. Now, as far as sports programming, you mentioned soccer. Is there also other programming as far as sports that go on here?
Sure, we do basketball, we do volleyball. We do outdoor stuff like soccer and other games that are outdoors. We're trying to incorporate eventually a bocce ball court sometime in the future, and then also maybe some outdoor volleyball. That's kind of fun when the weather's just right to do that.
And I think that's something that our viewers need to know as well. Is not only is Neal Road Recreation Center a great center itself, but we have an absolutely beautiful park that's outside that has actually a pavilion out there for picnics and parties and everything. So they need to utilize that whole community center, the whole community area to come in and visit. Now, you know, with the youth, there's also that component that needs to use computers. I understand there's computers here. Are there also guidance with computers?
Well, we have a program that's actually through Washoe County school system where they can get online and get free tutoring. It's paid for by Washoe County, so they can come and get that service for free. And then we are looking at incorporating classes that would be intergenerational, where we offer folks to learn how to navigate community sites like Facebook and stuff like that safely, both for seniors and for younger people.
Well, that's great that we do those types of things. Now, is there any kind of special programming that kids might be, need help with? Because I understand we have a substation right next to us. What other kind of programming specialized that they might be able to come in and ask for help?
Well, one of the things we do have here at this facility is we're a safe play site. So if we have a young person that's coming into the facility and needs some kind of help, we can provide that help through a national program.
So we asked Amber about intergenerational programs and senior programming here, past, present, and future. We talked to you a little bit about what we had in the past, what we currently have right now. What kind of things do you see happening in the future here at Neal Road?
What I'd like to see is have teens, the teen component, youth component, really integrate with the senior component. And the reason why that is that you start to build community that way. You start to appreciate folks that are different than you. And with that, you get more well-rounded beings out of the thing. They're going to understand what it's like to grow old, and then appreciate that, and maybe with that make decisions based on their experience.
I think that's great for the entire community, and not only for the youth and teens, but also for the seniors as well. So I want to thank you very much for taking the time to come here and talk to us about the youth and teen and intergenerational programs here at Neal Road. Now, if they want additional information, I know they can go to www.reno.gov. What numbers can they call?
689-8484 and 334-2262.
All right. Well, Alan, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone. At iava.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. iava.org. We've got your back.
Gotta get that. Oh, I must be careful.
Foreclosure is hard on every member of the family. If you're struggling with your mortgage, there is help.
Come on, Anna.
To learn about the government's Making Home Affordable program, visit makinghomeaffordable.gov or call 1-888-995-HOPE to speak to a HUD-approved housing counselor. It's free of charge.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
You were the last to be born in a family of 7 brothers. That's why you had to sleep on the 7th bunk bed and you developed vertigo. And that's why you couldn't become a pilot and you had to study engineering. You patented 367 inventions, but only 3 made it to market. That's why you don't have an apartment on the 16th floor and you have it on the 5th. But that's where you met Carmen. With her, you had 3 children. The 4th ended up being a dog. Numbers change your life. That's why you should take control of your credit score by paying your bills on time. For more tips, visit numberschangeyourlife.org.
Yeah, I took a trip to Elkhart, Indiana today. Elkhart's a place that has lost jobs faster than anywhere else in America. In 1 year, the unemployment rate went from 4.7% to 15.3%. Companies that have sustained this community for years are shedding jobs at an alarming speed. And the people who've lost them have no idea what to do or who to turn to. They can't pay their bills, and they've stopped spending money. And because they've stopped spending money, more businesses have been forced to lay off more workers. In fact, local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand.
Two out of 3 people with diabetes die of heart attack or stroke. That was his wake-up call. This is yours. Ask your healthcare provider how you can lower the risk. To learn more, go to diabetesactnow.org.
You ever think about buying a bigger place? Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy. How else will I get a better credit score? Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it. No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Thank you very much for your time, member. So how do people get additional information about the Neal Road Recreation Center?
They can call 689-8484. Our staff would be happy to tell them about the different programs and answer any questions, or they can visit the City of Reno website at www.reno.gov.
Well, Amber, thank you very much for your time. And I want to thank Paul Klein and Alan Roney for giving their time today over here at the Neal Road Recreation Center. We'll see you next time on Reno Recreates.